just a coward, afraid of my own actions and afraid of my own choices. I shouldn't be like that anymore.
What happens when a Roblox streamer gets caught for lying about dating another YouTuber who was underage at the time, and also fabricating documents pretending to be the victim in all of this, only to come clean 3 years later when everything gets leaked?
E-sexing people on Discord.
Messages on Discord. The other YouTuber who he was dating at the time, who was underage, under the age of 18, comes out and makes a full video explaining their side of the story. Well, that's exactly what happened with this Roblox YouTuber, KonekoKitten. There's been a lot happening in this past week with this YouTuber. A lot of stuff has come to full fruition and a lot of stuff has come out about this guy. He made a response video in which he deleted, which I have, so we're going to watch, and new DMs that came out of him talking to minors with inappropriate and explicit messages. All of that straight after the comment shout out, which in today's video goes to Megadose, the outsider artist. Thank you so much for your comment. If you guys want a shout out in the next video, make sure to leave a comment down below saying ablaze. I karate chopped the bell button, and I'll pick one of you for a shout out in the next video. So who is KonekoKitten? For those of you that don't know, he's a Roblox streamer slash YouTube content creator, although he used to be. As we're going to find out later on in the video, it seems as if he's conveniently found God now and also likes to hit the gym, leaving the whole Roblox community behind.
Big appreciation for bodybuilding.
But after this video, I feel like you really can't help but think he's only done that because of his dark past. Now, he does bring this up, to be fair, because he does have a very dark past, and we're going to get into that right now. So it all started when a YouTuber called Narpy uploaded his side of the story, talking about the time when he used to date KonekoKitten. And going back 3 years ago, KonekoKitten actually uploaded a document talking about their whole relationship, which honestly just seems like a terrible thing to do. To put anything that personal straight online for other people to read seems like a terrible idea to do. I feel like anything that personal, you should just try and work out between yourselves. Although in this case, I feel like it kind of worked out well, because from watching all of these videos, I find it quite hard to have any sympathy, even though KonekoKitten plays the victim in this massively, refrains from using words like, I was a degenerate back there, I've completely changed, I may have used the wrong wording, when all I'm really seeing is a 20-year-old big baby who is complaining about things that the other guy did instead of taking a good look in the mirror. You dated someone who was under the age of 18 and you're still lying about everything 3 years on, making a document talking about the fact that how you are the victim in this after grooming someone is ridiculous. Now, I tried to find the response video because he uploaded a response video after Narpy made a long video talking about his side of the story in response to, again, that document that came out 3 years ago. But it seems like KonekoKitten uploaded this response video and then deleted it, which is never really a good sign that you did a good response video, confirming the fact to me that you lied in your own response video. He claims that he's going to be taking full accountability here, but nothing could be further from the truth. With it being uploaded over on Reddit with the user saying, "Welp, KonekoKitten is a He even deleted his response video. There has to be something going on behind the scenes, with other commenters saying stuff like, "This is probably the most sad I will get for a YouTuber getting called out as a KonekoKitten was one of my favorite YouTubers back in 2018 or 2019-ish, and I would have never in a million years out of all the people KonekoKitten would be exposed as a I am disappointed and sad." I tried clicking on it right as it got taken down. Thanks for this, man.
There's some chat logs from our relationship back then, which are very degenerate, to say the least. I would like to say that these chat logs are authentic, they are true, and they are me on the other side of the conversation. It is not something that I'm proud of, and I have long grown out of being a degenerate e-sexing people on Discord.
Now, you can say that as much as you want, but at the end of the day, these things happened. He also tries to round it out as it being an only 2-year age gap, which that isn't the case. It was more of a 3-year, 1-month age gap. But all you have to really care about is the fact that he is over the age of 18 and the person he's talking to, Narpy, is under the age of 18. My guy is trying to make this seem like a Call Me Carson type of a situation, and it's really not. Now, I'll probably have to blur out the majority of these messages, but he just then confirmed that these are real messages that happened. And for you to be messaging an underage person on Discord, stuff like this is a criminal offense. He then claims that he never asked for any sexual stuff, but he definitely did, which again is a criminal offense.
The mindset and mentality I had back then was if it's legal, it doesn't matter.
He then mentions how he hasn't done anything that has broken the law, not with this case, but with a different case, which I can't confirm or deny, but with this, he did, and he doesn't even acknowledge that.
And we were purely platonic. The relationship itself also did not break any laws.
Like, something like this is illegal. He should be arrested for doing stuff like this. It is disgusting, but yet he's not. He made a response video on YouTube, a terrible one.
At the time that I wrote this document, it was the climax of our relationship, when he was being extremely abusive towards me, and I wrote that really purely as a way to try to exit the situation that was ongoing with him. I obviously could have handled this in a much different and better way than a manipulative one-sided document.
He was acting extremely abusive to me, almost like a teenager. Oh, wait a second. What do you mean? How? I don't understand how you can sit there and try and play victim and now come back 3 years later or trying to tell us that you have taken full accountability, saying you did an oopsie. I should have written this a little bit better, claiming that he was hurting your feelings. You are the one that did the grooming, my guy. You are most certainly not the victim in any of this.
I made several excuses for my actions in this relationship and made it seem like it was not a mutual relationship between the two of us. And for that, I am sorry for that. I did not once call him a groomer or a pedophile inside of this document, but I did include old allegations, which very much could have made it seem like that was the case.
Honestly, such a terrible play of words. I didn't call him that, but the words I used basically implied that I called him that, but I didn't actually call him that. He did, by the way, 100% call him that. And he goes on later to confirm that he knows narpy, in fact, isn't, and he even cleared up some of those rumors himself with this clip.
Going back to my relationship with Red, in this screenshot from 2018, they were 14 and I was 16. This screenshot is by far the most reposted screenshot accusing me of being a groomer, when in reality, it is nothing more than an extremely poor joke that stemmed from my preconditioned sense of humor at the time.
But KonekoKitten already knew this.
I personally knew these allegations inside of the document to be false. The next 2 years following this document, there was no resolution towards it, and there is a lot of reasons for that. I want to go ahead and say it up front that I do believe I was just a coward, afraid of my own actions and afraid of my own choices. I shouldn't be like that anymore. I'm a different man now, and I shouldn't be afraid to own the shitty choices that I made when I was a complete degenerate a few years ago. But
then own them then. I don't understand how your actions and words are still not lining up. And also saying a sentence like that and finishing it with the word but isn't owning up to the things that you have done. That's trying to then make an excuse after the fact.
I really only got back in contact in around June 2022. And this is right after I had exited everything regarding that situation, when I was very mentally unwell and absolutely not in any position to be talking to anybody, let alone...
Just like how a underage person wouldn't be in the correct situation to be talking to someone like you, especially like that. Again, it's just more of the same, playing victim. I wasn't in a mental right state to be talking to this person while I was going through this.
Ultimately, my end thoughts on the document that I made almost 3 years ago is that it never should have happened, and I was in zero position to be making a document on him at all. And I regret that a lot, and I am sorry, and I have been for a very long time.
Now he talks about after the fact on how he's removed the document and how he feels extremely bad.
I did remove this document years ago myself, as I have not agreed with it in a very long time, but it does not undo the damage that it did to him.
But it almost seems as if he hasn't actually taken any precautionary steps to try and correct his wrongs until being called out recently, which kind of implies to me that you don't actually feel that bad. You feel bad that you got called out. You don't really feel bad because of how misleading that document was, even though earlier you literally called the other guy when you are the one who was that, even though you knew he wasn't.
I personally knew these allegations inside of the document to be false.
I just think is an absolute terrible person, and it is a disgusting grasp on reality, trying to manipulate and trick his younger audience, which, by the way, of course it works. And that's not a dig at his audience, and we don't have to look very far to see examples like this all the time, even with Sniper Wolf recently. Her audience now thinks that she can't do anything wrong because they can just tell their younger audience anything they want and they will believe them. Every single thing that he said in his response contradicts himself. Of course it does. Why else did he delete his response video? He knows that. Now, Narpy also talks about the fact on how it took a big toll on him, which of course it did. He was in no right mental stage to be doing this, or at the correct or right age. He talks about this and says how it was weird because the second he turned 18, KonekoKitten didn't really seem interested in him anymore.
As mentioned, we stopped right before I turned 18, and this took a big toll on me, because I thought that I would be with him after I turned 18, when in reality, that was not the case, and he became distant from me. In January of 2020, I would start talking to other guys, and I would send Koneko screenshots to try to make him jealous to get him to take me back. I ended up impulse dating somebody who was 16 at the time, turning 17 in a few months. I broke up with this person in March of 2020, and our relationship only lasted 3 months. I only really dated this person to make Koneko jealous.
You gotta understand, this is the very first time I've ever heard him say this to me, was in this YouTube video. So this is kind of a lot for me to take in. I did not become distant from Max, and this is something I need to state here. My conversations with him throughout 2020 clearly show me being there for him, and I did not hang him out to dry or to die. So this idea that I stopped being close to him or I stopped being affectionate towards him at all the second that his birthday ran around is not true, and something that I will deny.
Again, just more lies, as this YouTuber covers this part extremely well, talking about how this is a straight up lie.
It's something that I will deny.
This next part makes no sense whatsoever. He states that Narpy lied about their relationship becoming more distant as of January 2020. However, in a YouTuber Discord server response he made regarding Narpy's video, he quite literally admitted to everything said and stated in his own words there were no lies. So why is he now changing up his response? Narpy's original point is that just before he turned 18, KonekoKitten stopped being sexual with him and fully engaging in a relationship with him, and this is true, this is not a lie. KonekoKitten shows practically almost one-sided conversations with Narpy, in which dates to late May to early June of the year, to try and prove that they weren't distant in January, after Narpy had literally turned 18. I wonder why he can't show the message logs from January, almost like Narpy's right in this situation.
I'm not at all proud of these conversations, and I haven't been in several years, but I do need to show them to show that I was at one point a very degenerate young man online. I think taking one look at how I used to look 4 to 5 years ago kind of just immediately proves my point and why I feel nothing but ashamed of really everything.
I mean, yeah, my dude, that's rough. But yet, watching this response video, it almost comes across as a slap in the face in the fact of almost you not seeming to have learned anything. Now, later on in the video, the way that I perceive this next clip is just him almost doubling down, again, blaming Narpy for why the relationship didn't work. Which is absolutely ridiculous considering the fact that he's underage. That is probably why the relationship didn't work. Not because he wasn't stable, and again, trying to blame him for this, which is ridiculous. You should be in jail right now. You shouldn't be making a response video telling us how it's his fault still. But yet, this is how I perceive this clip.
I do believe that his mental instability and his unwellness did stem from our relationship not going anywhere. The next thing he did inside of this YouTube video was bring up my relationship from nearly half a decade ago with Miss Keepin, because of one screenshot conversation that I had back in July 2022, something that I've already stated when I was not in the place to be talking to this guy at all. Our age difference is roughly around a 3-year, 9-month age difference. I turned 20 years old shortly after we had begun dating, and it definitely was a very weird look for me almost half a decade ago. I will firmly stand by the fact that I was not intimate whatsoever towards her in this relationship, and we were purely platonic. The relationship itself also did not break any laws, so I have really nothing else to add about it past that point.
Now, I like how he brings the whole law situation only in the eyes of that relationship, but not with the other, with Narpy, in which even the fact that you're in a platonic relationship with someone who's underage when you're over 20 is disgusting in itself. Like, what do you guys think your family would say if you were in your 20s and you said your boyfriend or girlfriend is 17? Of course. Because it's disgusting. I don't understand how he doesn't seem to understand this. Now, later on in the video, he now goes on about the fact of how he's found God and he goes to the gym. So he's a different person now, not like before, completely different guy.
And to Max, I am sorry for that. The path that I have been on has been almost completely offline, and I've been embracing nature and life in of itself to try to improve myself. I've been doing this for the past year and few months now, and that's really the path I want to continue to keep going down. I also found God earlier this year, and I've regularly been partaking in Bible studies since April. I will continue going down the path that I'm on, and if I need to upload anything for myself online, it's going to be on my alternative YouTube channel, where that is my personal outlet that I've had, and is completely disassociated from any sort of Roblox-related communities. I am not the man that I was anymore, but in order to accept that, I must kill the man that I was by publicly accepting my faults.
Now, before all this drama blew up massively, he uploaded this video. This was his last video before his response video. Now, he doesn't seem to actually upload much content anymore onto his main channel. So I do believe the fact in the things that he's saying, that being that he is trying to do more things that are productive and better.
I haven't uploaded a Roblox video in nearly 3 weeks on this channel. What happened? Where am I? For starters, hi. This is what I look like now. Quite a few months ago, I cut the long hair, finally. I feel like that really wasn't what I was going for in looks anymore. I do need to get like this top part of my hair kind of cut because it looks a little goofy, but I've only had short hair for a little bit of time, so I'm getting used to it. I want to make this video pretty quick and simple because honestly, it's pretty straightforward to explain. In my videos on this very channel, I've been very vocal about working out. I would be talking about going to the gym in my videos, and even on my own community post, I talked about how I'm mainly focused on my weightlifting journey.
And yeah, of course, I do believe that people always have the chance to change and grow up. It just really kind of sucks that, again, this type of stuff keeps on happening, especially when it comes to YouTubers that are doing certain content with Roblox, Minecraft, Fortnite, and it always seems to be these types of YouTubers are the ones you have to watch out for. And it is really disappointing and sad to see that. It makes every single YouTuber sound like a joke and disgusting when people like this are giving us such a bad rap on YouTubers as a whole. And it is disgusting, and more than anything, it is actually very dangerous that people like this can have the ability to then go onto Discord and talk to people that are underage. People like this should not have a platform and should be taken off the internet. Despite it being a year ago, 2 years ago, or whenever, you clearly showed in the past that you were not capable of having that type of responsibility, so you definitely don't deserve it now. Now, after he uploaded his response video and him deleting it, he did make this statement over on his Discord talking about why he has done that. And more than that as well, he made a very heated tweet as well, which he describes best here in this clip.
The statement that I recently put on onto my main Twitter account was very much emotionally charged and written on a whim. So I've gotten past that point and would really like to just be upfront about everything here. A couple years ago, I had a relationship with another YouTuber under the name of Narpy, whom of which recently came out with a YouTube video talking about a Google document that I made a few years ago surrounding his behavior, and going into details about our personal relationship. Considering the age difference was barely above 2 years, I didn't really see much of a moral issue with it back then.
Is, by the way, still up and has been viewed by 253,000 people. So yeah, all in all, a lot of stuff to really try and unpack here. And honestly, it's very disappointing again to see another content creator who makes videos for kids to be like this. It's just a common occurrence at this point. Should we really be surprised? I kind of am every time. But I want to know what your thoughts and opinions are. This certainly isn't a Call Me Carson type of a situation, so I feel like the redemption on this is a hell of a lot harder than something like that. But that all being said, guys, I hope you're on a fantastic day. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.